second week of I Beg to Differ. It's so good to have you on 95.1 Nigeria Info, your number one talk news and sports station, where we bring to you the most passionate, trustworthy, and conversational conversations. Thank you so much for joining us today, the beginning of a brand new week where we get to round up on the round of 32 on I Beg to Differ. I'm sure you would agree with me that last week was quite interesting. As we listen to the schools debate out different topics, different students coming with their own opinions, trying to just slug it out with each other. And of course, we're able to make some good progress because we're able to sieve out the winners. And hopefully from tomorrow, we get to start on the round of 16. But we are still on the round of 32. I welcome you on board. My name is Swat Dunia Dalamo, and I'm here with my co-presenter and host.
Hi everyone, my name is Somi, that's S-O-M-I, short for Apenosomi, welcoming you once again. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Nigeria Info Abuja so that you can be a part of this debate in the most immersive way. So get to watch the debaters. You get to send in your comments, your words of encouragement, your feedback, and all of that. I will very much appreciate that.
Indeed, we will appreciate. I mean, one of the things or the MVPs are you, our listeners, who keep listening, who keep giving your opinions, who keep, cheering on the students. And truly, they need it because some of them get so tense, but over time, they get relaxed and give in their best. And we're really hoping that we'll see that today. Well, today is a very interesting day as we are having one school face up against each other. Well, it's quite usual. I think we've seen that in the course of the week, did we?
Yes, and it's still the same school.
No, I'm saying that a case of one school going head to head. Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
the same school that was responsible for that last week.
Last week is the same
school doing
all
that.
Right, Shining Star. They are very, very determined to shine, and I mean, the sky is wide enough for all of us to shine, right? So we welcome Shining Star College. We will be starting with them today, as Shining Star will be up against Shining Star, and they'll be debating financial inequality is the greatest threat to democracy. But first, before we get into that, let us acknowledge our panel of judges who are sitting, listening, and also doing the work of compiling the results and helping us to know clearly who the winner is. It's not easy, but we want to acknowledge Dr. Majid DAHIRU, who is a researcher, columnist, and tech team lead at Luxterra Foundation. We also want to acknowledge Irene Bangwell, co-founder of the 100 Naira a Day North School in Kuje, who is always here and also doing her own bid as an impartial judge. Also, Daniel Okosin, the programs manager, Cool FM, is part of our impartial panel of judges, in-house though. We thank you, Daniel Okosin, for being a part of I Beg to Differ. We also have our delectable diction judge in the person of Mary Olivia Osai, who's a diction coach and communications trainer. Thank you for coming, Mary. And we appreciate you for being very constant and also helping these students to understand what ought to be as against, what they always think is right. I'm sure we'll get some more lessons because I also get to learn from you. So thank you so much. Well, our sponsors this year is Kira AI. We'd love to acknowledge them. Just a bit about Kira AI. Of course, you'll be getting to hear from them. Kira is an AI-powered technology that enables users to perform secure financial and banking transactions directly through WhatsApp, eliminating the need for complex mobile application. Now, the platform is designed on simplicity, security, and accessibility, making it suitable for our users, for their users. Imagine doing your banking without opening any banking app. I'm sure that sounds quite easy for people, right? Well, introducing Kira AI, which is the smart, secure way to bank directly through WhatsApp. Wait, they said banking on WhatsApp. That's what you heard. So with Kira AI, you can send money in seconds using simple chat. Just type. And even better, with Kira AI, you can chat to send money. They have voice prompts, so you can speak to send money. And whatever language you choose to use, whether it's Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, well, I bet you that they are smart enough, or Kira AI is smart enough to recognize and do according to your bidding. And it is fast. It's not complicated. There is no stress, just simple smart banking designed for security, simplicity, and accessibility. We'll be telling you more about Kira AI. You get to hear from them as the program goes on. So, welcome to students of Shining Star College. It's good to see you. It's an all-ladies affairs again. And, well, I'm sure it's going to be quite interesting. Well, Somi will be telling you about the rules. I would ask you to listen carefully so that you don't make any mistakes, right? And as before, just before she does that, she would also be passing a paper for you to know what side of the debate you'll be on. Because normally, these students don't know what side of the debate they'll be taking until they come into the studio. And that's the most amazing part of it. It tells you that, look, no matter how they perform, they are worthy of some accolades, because just coming in and knowing at that moment, it takes a whole lot. It's a big deal. So, yes, you'll be telling us what sides you're on, and then Somi will be reeling out the rules of the debate to you. Then we will proceed to the major event, and that is the I Beg to Differ. So, from the side of, let me introduce you. First of all, we have DAHIRU HAFSAT, who is 13 years old. DAHIRU HAFSAT, you're welcome. Then she also will be deputized by Sanusi Fatima, who is 16 years old. You're welcome. Still from Chinese Star College, well, the duo of DAHIRU and Fatima would be opposed by MUHAMMAD IHSAN, who is 13 years old. She's the main speaker from that side. And then you also, she is deputized by Idowu Fikaria, who is 15 years old. You're welcome. Fikaria.
Fikayo.
Fikayo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got that wrong. Fikayo, you're welcome. Good to have you guys. All right, so Sami.
Okay. How are you doing? Are you ready? Doesn't sound like you are. I want to hear your voices loud and clear. So just to be sure that I can, move the mics as close to your mouth as possible. There we go. I need you to move closer as well. Okay. All right. Our soft-spoken ladies. Speaking to the mic so that the judges can hear you. That's rule number 1. It's okay. You don't have to hold it. Yes. Rule number 2 is that you need to take deep, long breaths. Okay? It's probably your first time doing it and doing this, and that's fine. But you don't want to get thrown off. So even if something happens and you lose your train of thought, just take a breath and continue, okay? You have 3 minutes for each of the stages. As I'm sure you're aware, you have the opening, you have the rebuttal, and you have the closing, okay? So you need to be able to make as many points as possible and make them clearly in your opening, because it's a point-based debate. So your opening is for that. Use your 3 minutes, tag team with your deputy. Whenever maybe somebody is weak, you can get your deputy to stand in for you. Make sure you have that flow. Okay, that's one. When you go into the rebuttal, you are going to be rebutting the points that your opponent made in their opening. Is that clear? In their opening. Great. 3 minutes for that as well. And then in the closing, you take that opportunity to finish strong. Any points that you were unable to remember to make in your opening, you get a chance to do that in your closing and do it in grand style. 3 minutes for that as well. In the event that you're speaking and mid-sentence, the bell or the timer goes off, finish your sentence. Don't stop halfway. Finish your sentence. What you will not be allowed to do is start to make a new point. All right? Having said that, can I hear I'm ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, let's start with you. DAHIRU HAFSAT and Sanusi Fatima, what does the paper reveal to you?
I beg to differ.
Oh, you're begging to differ. And so I presume Muhammad IHSAN and Idowu Fikayo are proposing the motion that financial inequality is the greatest threat to democracy, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will start with Muhammad IHSAN and Idowu Fikayo. It's your time to open your debate, and I hope you would utilize the 3 minutes you have to come on strong and do what you need to do to establish yourself as the superior debaters. That is, if you want. It's up to you. All right, so your 3 minutes starts now.
In a landscape of inequality, economic power inevitably converts into political power through lobbying, campaign contributions, and the funding of think tanks. The ultra-wealthy don't just participate in the debates, they set the agenda. Laws are no longer written to serve the common good, but to protect the assets of a few. Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my worthy opponents, and my ever-listening audience. My name is MUHAMMAD IHSAN Habib, and here with me is
Ido Olafikayo.
and we stand to propose the motion which says financial inequality is the greatest threat to democracy. Financial inequality refers to the wide gap between the rich and the poor in society, while democracy, on the other hand, is a system of government in which the power belongs to the people. Having defined my key terms, I would love to go to my points.
Rich people are prone to go into politics not to better the country or the people in it, but to better themselves. What do I mean, you may ask? Well, according to Global Financial Integrity, Nigeria lost an estimated amount of $165 billion due to illicit flows between 1970 and 2001, while they lost $29 billion between 2001 and 2010. Corruption has become so bad in Nigeria that in 2024, Nigeria scored 26 out of 100 on the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, and they ranked 140 out of 180 countries.
Secondly, there is limited access. Poor citizens often lack access to quality education, healthcare, and employment opportunities, which prevents them from fully participating in economic and political life, weakening the democratic equality. Thirdly, there's political apathy. Political apathy is a very huge issue. How, you may ask? Well, some people don't even bother putting effort into voting or politics as a whole, and this is because they believe that the elections will be rigged anyways. It has become a very big problem because no matter how many people vote for a particular candidate, corruption and bribery always come into the way, and this is because ultra-wealthy believe that with their money, all can be achieved. Furthermore, there is godfatherism. Godfatherism can be defined as when a rich individual buys a politician before the election even happens. It's a form of political corruption where an influential, wealthy individual known as Godfather uses his vast resources, social connections, and social status to determine who wins elections and how the government is run. It is more of a puppet relationship where the Godfather is the one who actually gets the government contracts and makes the real decisions, while the Godson is just a mere administrative force. Furthermore, financial hardship can discourage people from participating in politics. People struggling financially may not have the time, resources, and motivation to engage in politics.
Democracy, according to Abraham Lincoln, may be described as the system of governments for the people, by the people, and with the people. But is this actually true? Take a look at Nigeria, for example. Are we the ones who make decisions for ourselves, or is it the wealthy people? The wealthy people can easily use their money to influence others to believe in their mindsets and look in their own ways and opinions. And this is very bad. The people who are suffering in the country, while the wealthy just live lavishly and make other people look in their mindsets, and corruption goes on more in Nigeria. Thank you.
Is that it?
Okay.
Great one. Muhammad IHSAN and Ido Olafikayo are proposing the motion that financial inequality is the greatest threat to democracy. But I hope that the judges are going to, do justice, which, we've seen them do all along. Remember also that the strength and originality of your argument matters. Clarity and style of presentation are some of the things that are also put into consideration. So you might have to just have that at the back of your mind. Well, having said that, let's come quickly to DAHIRU HAFSAT and Sanusi Fatima, who are begging to differ this afternoon. Like Sami told you, you have 3 minutes for your opening remarks, and your time starts now.
While inequality exists in many societies, it does not automatically destroy democratic systems. Democracy is all about political rights, right to vote, freedom of speech, equal protection under the law, and even rule of law, all of which can function even in societies where people earn different income.
My opponents have painted a very dark picture about our nation, but I believe that the strength of our democracy is far more brighter than they suggest. In fact, I have a small rhyme to illustrate my point. A man with a bag full of gold thought votes could be easily sold, but the law stood its ground with a truth quite profound, that a nation's will cannot be held. You see, money can buy billboards, but it cannot buy the will of a people determined to be free. Good day, honorable judges, accurate timekeeper, my worthy opponents, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sanusi Fatima, and here with me is
Sanusi Hafsat.
And we are here to resolutely reject the motion which states that financial inequality is a threat to democracy. To begin with, we must establish that democracy is a legal framework, not an economic balance sheet. Under Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution, the law is intentionally blind to a citizen's bank account. The law is intentionally blind to a citizen's bank account.
Political, moreover, political activism and social movements. Even in unequal societies, citizens organize, vote, and influence government decisions. You see, one thing about this generation is that they are too lazy, but we still have a percentage of people that are responsible and active enough to engage in protest and organize programs against government decisions. However, policies can manage inequality. Progressive taxation, social programs, and minimum wages can reduce the negative effects of inequality. Now, ask yourself this. These things mentioned, if taken serious, wouldn't it reduce the negative effects of inequality?
As I was saying, my opponents confuse social disparity with a systematic flaw. Whether you're a billionaire in Ikoyi or a trader in Onitsha, you both have exactly one thumbprint and one vote. The threat isn't the money in your pocket. It simply is. It is the removal of that equality that still stands firm. In addition to this, we must recognize that inequality is an inherent byproduct of a free market democracy, a system that allows people the freedom to innovate, like our tech giants at Flutterwave. Our pay stack will naturally reward some more than others. Claiming that this is a threat is saying that we should sacrifice our financial freedom for forced economic equality. And democracy protects your right to be successful. So success should never be viewed as a crime against the state. Consider the great equalizer
Finish.
of the 21st century, technology.
Okay. The tag team of Hafsat and Fatima have begged to differ that financial inequality is the greatest threat to democracy, actually marshalling out their points. And I'm sure the judges are listening keenly and doing what is needful. Okay, we move on to the next round, which is the round of rebuttal. I'm sure you listened carefully what was told you about rebuttal, right? Effectiveness of your rebuttals are very, very important. I just think I need to stress that out. You have to be very effective. Yeah, I hope you both have listened to yourselves. And like she said, it's the points that were raised by your opponents in their opening presentations that need to be rebutted at this point in time. So you have 3 minutes. So let's come back to Ihsan and Fikayo, who are going to go on their rebuttal right away. Your time starts now.
Starting on existing protocol, I am the one taking charge of the rebuttal phase. My opponent said something about one thumbprint, one vote, but is this actually true? Wealthy individuals can just easily use their money to just buy people's votes or tell someone to just rig the election for them and just tamper with the votes and everything.
Well, my opponents also mentioned the citizens organized democratic activities. Well, let us be real. Does this happen in Nigeria? Citizens don't actually do anything. It's always everything is done by the higher ups because they believe that with their money everything can be achieved. What do we do in Nigeria? Do we make decisions or do we organize democratic activities? Let me tell you. But even though we go on strikes, nothing will happen. Take the ESA strike, for example. Citizens don't actually have a say in Nigeria.
She also mentioned something about protests and saying this generation is too lazy. Well, I think it's clear that this generation are actually the ones who use their phones to bring it up into social media that, oh, this country is failing, things are happening in this country and nothing is going on. But let me tell you something. These protests that we take care of, our voices actually listen to? Many people, thousands of people die in protests, but none of us are heard because the rich people can just easily silence us by killing us and nothing will come out of Nigeria and everything still doesn't change. You said something about the right to vote. As I say again, the rich and wealthy people and politicians can easily just buy people off and make them look into their own favor and look into their mindsets. Wealthy people can easily just use their because let's be real, wealthy people just use their money to get anything they want. If you're poor in Nigeria, you're nothing, that just an ant. While wealthy people are usually ones who are favored by everybody, government, even the poor people themselves. So our votes don't really count, and that creates political apathy. Thank you.
Thank you. Still 44 seconds to spare, but you did make use of most of your time, so we'd say well done to that.
So, I mean, she mentioned something that struck me, right?
She did.
Something about protesting and the rich people kill us. I think that's an indictment on some class of people in Nigeria. Anyways, I just thought to point that out. Thank you, Ihsan. Thank you, Fikayo, for your rebuttal. We will move on to Hafsat and Fatima to listen to them as they also make an attempt to rebut what their opponents had earlier presented in their opening presentation. Your time, which is 3 minutes, starts now.
To begin with, the true threats to democracy are corruption. My opponents make it seem like inequality is the true threat to corruption, but I'm glad to tell you that it isn't. Corruption, weak governance, poor institution, and lack of accountability are bigger threats than financial gaps. It is because of our corrupt leaders now, because they are wealthy. Someone can be wealthy and not be corrupt, while somebody that can be poor and they can be corrupt. Moreover, my opponent make it seem like wealthy individuals own TV stations, and that is controlling what we think and what we hear. But I beg to differ. Influence has been democratized. You don't need a billion naira to start a movement. You only need a phone and a message that resonates with the masses.
I appreciate my opponent's passion on this topic, but we must not let emotions cloud the facts. Let me address their point on the voters being bought. I beg to differ. Vote buying is not the result of inequality. It is the failure of voters' education and law enforcement. If we arrest the criminals and educate the citizens, money will become useless at the polling unit. Do not blame the car because the driver refused to step on the brakes. My opponent also talked about political apathy. Let me tell you, political apathy is a choice. If the citizens feel that their vote doesn't count, the answer is more civic education, not less democracy. The time they'll eventually wake up and find out that it is their vote that the billionaires cannot buy, they will be rushing to their polls in droves. You also talked on how godfatherism is controlling our democracy now. I beg to differ because wealth creates independence. You do not expect a fully funded candidate to answer to a secret sponsor. In the 2023 elections, we saw candidates with massive funding lose to movements backed by the people. In democracy, popularity is the only currency billionaires cannot print. My other opponents just want you to see democracy as a luxury car that only the rich drive. In actuality, democracy is just a road we walk on. The only difference is that some walk barefoot while others walk in designer shoes. But as long as the road is level, the destination is within reach for everyone. Look, it doesn't matter if we are earning the same amount of money every single year. Equality is just shared misery, because when everyone is too relaxed to promote or contribute to the economy, growth retards. And my worthy opponents, democracy survives on growth, not math. Thank you.
Thank you to Hafsat and to Fatima. That was their rebuttal to their opponent's opening presentation. We'll now move to the closing argument, and we will start with, once again, Ihsan and Fikayo. You would have the chance to make your closing arguments. Remember, the judges are listening keenly, and this is an opportunity for you to most probably just gather all your strengths to impress them for one last time. Strength and style of your closing argument and your delivery will be significantly influential in the final outcome of your results. So I hope you will be mindful of that as you make your closing argument now, which you have 3 minutes. Okay? All the best. Your time starts now.
We have spent this afternoon debating numbers and theories, but let us return to the heart of the matter. Can a democracy truly survive when the few own the many?
According to global Inequality report, the top 10% of the global population owns about 76% of the world's global wealth, while the bottom 50% only own 2% of the world's global wealth.
My opponents have argued that inequality is a natural incentive, but there's nothing natural about a system where a godfather can bankroll an entire election while millions can't afford a single meal. This isn't an incentive, it is a subjugation. Throughout this debate, I have shown you that financial inequality is truly the greatest threat to democracy for three undeniable reasons. First, it creates political monopoly. When money becomes the entry fee for leadership, the will of the people is replaced by the will of the donor. Second, it breeds civic apathy. When the gap between the rich and the poor becomes a chasm, the common man loses hope. As I mentioned earlier, when people believe that the system is rigged, they stop voting. A democracy without voters is just like a car without an engine. It is going nowhere. Third, it facilitates institutional corruption, from money laundering to the puppet relationship a godfather displays. Extreme wealth allows individuals to bypass the law.
Well, my opponents also said something about a phone, about technology. Well, let me tell you the horrible truth. Not everybody in Nigeria can afford a phone, because the average phone that somebody needs to create social media posts, it needs to be a smartphone, and not all smartphones are cheap for anybody, for the average man to just buy.
My opponents may say that we should just fix these laws, but who writes these laws? In an unequal society, the laws are written for the rich and by the rich. We cannot fix a house while the foundation is rotting. Democracy is supposed to be a shield for the weak and not a sword for the powerful. If we continue to let our wealth concentrate in the hands of a tiny elite, we are not just losing our money, we are losing our freedom. We are moving backward from a republic of citizens to a kingdom of servants. Therefore, for the sake of our future, for the sake of the one person, one vote promise, and for the sake of a Nigeria where merit outweighs money, I urge you to stand with the proposition that financial inequality is not just a threat to democracy, but the death sentence for democracy. And if you have not truly been convinced that financial inequality is truly the greatest threat to democracy, then it's either you accept the reality or you improve on your mentality. Thank you.
Okay, we hear you.
Accept the reality or improve
On your mentality.
And taking notes.
Don't leave us. Don't leave us, Ihsan. That's some great rhymes there. But thank you so much. The judges are listening. Shining Star College, the door of Muhammad IHSAN and Idowu Fikayo have made their closing arguments. We will now come back to DAHIRU HAFSAT and Sanusi Fatima, who would also be taking on their chance and making a great closing argument. And we'll get to know what the results would be at the end. So, your time, like I told your opponents, it's time for you to, if you felt you had a weak, maybe opening or rebuttal, this is a time that you get your A game on and impress the judges real hard. Good luck with that. Your 3 minutes starts now.
I heard you talk about wealth creating monopoly, but considering the great equalizer of the 21st century, technology, in 2026, wealth no longer grants monopoly on influence. A 30,000 naira, a video recorded on a 30,000 naira smartphone can hold a governor more accountable than a 10 billion naira billboard could ever. And that just shows how much a strong message is, how much it's more valuable than a deep pocket. Ultimately, as long as our institutions like INEC and the judiciary remain independent, money remains a secondary factor. With the implementation of the BVAS and the IREV, the ability to buy an election vote result has been severely crippled. So my opponents are stuck in the past, because in today's Nigeria, the power of the ballot is increasingly protected by silicon and software, not by bundles of cash.
Honorable judges, as we bring this discourse to a close, let us strip away the noise and look at the truth. Throughout this debate, my opponent makes it look like financial inequality is a wall that stops our democracy. But I ask you, if we burn down the house of democracy because we are unhappy with the failure of inequality, where would the common man sleep? Is it the billionaire man that needs democracy most? No. The rich can buy their security, their electricity, and even their justice. It is the man on the street, the woman in the market, and the students in the classroom that need democracy most. To them, ballot isn't just a piece of paper. It is their only shield against tyranny. While financial inequality exists, it does not automatically destroy democratic systems. Democratic system is about political rights, legal protection, participation, all of which can still function even in societies where people earn different incomes. A country can manage financial inequality through policies without democracy collapsing. To conclude, in order to protect the integrity and fairness of democratic governance, addressing financial inequality is not an option. It is essential. For these reasons, we strongly reject the motion which states financial inequality is a threat to democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Indeed. Thank you for your presentation today. I was quite captivated listening to both sides as you guys made a very good impression. Well, we have our Diction George in the house, but do we take a commercial before we do that, or do we? Well, I guess we will just allow Mary Olivia outside to make the correction in terms of the diction of the participants, and then afterwards we'll take a message from our sponsors, and then we will have the final result. Olivia, over to you.
Thank you. All right, let's start with IHSAN and Fikayo. So you say economic and not economic. It is democracy, not democracy. Both sides. Take note, it is democracy, not democracy. You say transparency, not transparency. You say education, not education. The D takes the J sound. It is wealthy, not wealthy. You say determine, not determine or determine. You say opponent. I see you struggled with that. You kept saying opponent. So it's opponent. It is social, political, global. The A takes a weak sound, the short sound. So you say social, political, global. It is election, not election. The E takes the I sound. And then it is engine, not engine. All right? Over to Hafsat and Fatima. You say many, not many. The word is thought, not taught. It's worthy and not worthy. Success, not success. You said something, you said the true threat to democracy are corruption. So it's supposed to be is corruption, not are corruption. It is appreciate and not appreciate. Appreciate. It is contribute and not contribute. That'll be all for the set.
Okay. I hope you guys have listened and taken notes of the correction. Right, time for us to take a message from our sponsors, and then we will come right back to look at what the result says for today. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us on 95.1 Nigeria Info. I beg to differ, third edition.
Anywhere you dey, Kira AI na the smarter way. No network stress, no payment delay, whether you dey traffic or busy all day. No need to type long messages, no need to call and explain. Just speak your transfer. Kira go handle am sharp sharp. Snap the account number, boom, money don send. Talk your payment schedule, done in seconds, my friend. English or Pidgin, easy. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Kira sabi all. So fast, so simple, so secure. One voice command, transfer complete. To download, go to www.sendwithkira.com. Kira AI. Talk, snap, send, done.
Well, Kira AI is our major sponsor this year. We're still open to having more sponsors to come on board. I beg to differ. For that wide reach you're looking for your products and services, please contact us and let's know how we can partner to make bigger and better. I mean, we to make it better with each edition. And this third one, remember, the money prize has jumped from where it used to be last year to 5 million naira for. Okay, let's not mention the prize, but we will be rewarding very handsomely, the winners this year. And so we would want to have more sponsors come on board to partner with us to ensure that we make it a reality. So, yes, our phone lines are open, our office doors are open. Please walk in, talk with us, and we'll see how we can collaborate with you to make that a reality. Well, Kira is an AI-powered It's an AI-powered technology that enables users to perform secure financial and banking transactions directly through WhatsApp and eliminating the need for complex mobile applications. So you don't need any mobile app. All you need to do is just have your WhatsApp. And the platform is designed to make it quite simple, is very secure, and it's accessible, and it makes it suitable for all users. Just imagine doing your banking without opening any banking app. I'm sure that's something a lot of us look forward to avoid all the hassles and all the stress, okay? So, bank on WhatsApp with Kira AI. You can send money in seconds using simple chat. Just type, or even better, you can use the voice prompt. You can send money using Kira AI. You can just speak and get your money sent to whatever destination. Okay, time for us to take another set of commercials. We will come right back with the results.
This Mother's Day, give the queen of your heart a gift of laughter. As the MC of the capital, in partnership with Transco Hilton, presents Generally Speaking with Chooks the General Mother's Day Comedy Show. Performances by AY, Godons, Kenny Black, MC Casino, Owefi, MC Meaty, MC Fresh, Eberson Jama. Music by Timmy Dakolo. Everything you put your hand for. Chief Priest. For their mind says CPI will never fail. And DJ Fancy. Hosts King Tonto DK. Venue Transco Hilton Abuja. Date Mother's Day Sunday, March 15th by 6 p.m. Gate fee regular 10k, VIP 30k, silver table of 10, 1 million naira, gold table of 10, 2 million naira, front row table of 10, 3 million naira. Tickets available online via www.chooksdgeneral.com. That is CHUKSDgeneral.com or call 0817-507-5000. Media support by Nigeria Info FM. It's Generally Speaking with Chooks General.
Na gaishe da jajirtattun matan ƙasar mu. Kuna aiki ba dare ba rana. Ku saya, ku sayar, ga ɗinki da kuma soye-soye. A wannan ranar mata ta duniya, hukumar fensho ta ƙasa wato Pencom, ko kun san cewa za ku iya fara ajiye kuɗi kaɗan-kaɗan daga cikin abin da kuke samu don samun mai yawa a lokacin tsufar ku? Ta hanyar tsarin fensho na ƙashin kai wato PPP, ki ajiye kaɗan yau a zuba jari da shi, ya riƙa ƙaruwa don taimaka miki a lokacin tsufa. Daga ranar 9 zuwa 13 ga watan Maris na 2026 idan kika bude asusun fansho na ƙashin kai kuma kika saka kuɗi za a ƙara miki kuɗi akan naki. Ki saka naki su ƙara da nasu sai ajiyar ki ya ƙaru don amfanin gobe bayan kin tsufa. Ku tuntubi wakilin fansho mai lasisi ko kamfanin gudanar da fansho da ke kusa da ku. Ki fara yanzu don goben ki ta yi kyau. Domin ƙarin bayani ku kira 02-9-6-0-3-9-5. PPP tsarin fensho na ƙashin kai, ajiye kaɗan yau ki samu mai yawa gobe.
This Mother's Day, give the queen of your heart a gift of laughter. As the MC of the capital, in partnership with Transco Hilton, presents Generally Speaking with Chooks the General Mother's Day Comedy Show. Performances by AY, Godons, Kenny Black, MC Casino, Owefi, MC Meaty, MC Fresh, Eberson Jama. Music by Timmy Dakolo. Everything you put your hand for. Chief Priest. For their mind says CPI will never fail. And DJ Fancy. Hosts King Tonto DK. Venue Transco Hilton Abuja. Date Mother's Day Sunday, March 15th by 6 p.m. Gate fee regular 10k, VIP 30k, silver table of 10, 1 million naira, gold table of 10, 2 million naira, front row table of 10, 3 million naira. Tickets available online via www.chooksdgeneral.com. That is CHUKSDgeneral.com or call 0817-507-5000. Media support by Nigeria Info FM. It's Generally Speaking with Chooks General.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
back to I Beg to Differ. Like I'm trying to announce the prize money for this year. The first will go with a whooping sum of 3 million naira. The second winners, or the second place, would go with 2 million naira, and the third place in I Beg to Differ Abuja would go with 1 million naira. So you can see why we need you to partner with us, because we're trying to make it bigger and better with each passing year. So that moment has come in. Any comment, Sami, before we take on the results?
No. I just say we're off to a great start today. I want to believe, fingers crossed. So,
Yeah.
The scores from the judges will determine if my hopes are as high as they should be. Let's have Elafizi proceed to the high table with the scores.
High table, okay. All right, Elafizi has presented the results, and we have them here. Very, very close shave, I must tell you. I mean, listening to both sides, I totally agree with what I'm seeing here, because both sides kept me, I don't want to call it spellbound, but they were quite interesting to listen to, and I felt they did a great job. So let's start with DAHIRU HAFSAT, your group, because both are from Shining Star College, Kubwa, right? So, DAHIRU HAFSAT, alongside your teammate, this is your results. For your presentation, your opening presentation, you scored a total of 7. For your rebuttal, you scored a total of 9 points. For your closing argument, you scored 6. And for your style, now for your style, you are rated, or the whole point that you can get on that is 30. But out of that 30 points, you made 21.5. And for diction, which attracts a total of 5 points, you made 3 points, giving us a total of 46.5. Right, so that's your result there, DAHIRU HAFSAT and Sanusi Fatima. Let's come to MUHAMMAD IHSAN and her tag team, Idowu Fikayo. This is your results. On your presentation, you got or scored 7.5. For your rebuttal, you scored 6. For your closing, you scored a total of 9 points. And for your style, which I was telling them Hafsat about, the total, which is 30, you made 22. And for your diction, you made 3 points, giving us a total of 47.5. And so we have the duo of Ihsan and Fikayo taking the day. Congratulations to you, ladies. Ihsan is not smiling.
Fikayo look like he can't believe it.
Fikayo is just, smiling, but Ihsan is keeping a straight
like
face.
she can't believe it.
All right, congratulations, ladies. I mean, let's hear from you. We always love to know how do you feel? How does that make you feel taking the day?
We're really happy because when we were actually practicing with them, their points were like really, really good. That we didn't really know how to like counter them. So we're like really scared, like, oh, we're going to lose.
So what changed when you came into the studio? Suddenly, that mutant power came on you or something? Ihsan, you want to say something?
Like, we seriously feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we remember the hard work we went through, the days of understanding our points.
Yeah.
Everything. But it really paid off.
Yeah, it did. It did. Hard work pays off, honestly. And Hafsat and also Fatima, congratulations. I mean, because it's a very close, very close.
Something? Look like
You want to say something?
It's okay. You can say. Oh.
All right. That's amazing. A good sportsmanship spirit for DAHIRU HAFSAT and Sanusi Fatima. You guys made an amazing attempt. 46.5, 47.5. I think that should be a difference of 1 point, right? Yes, that should be just 1 point. So that was a very close shave. So you should feel proud of yourself. Congratulations to you, ladies. We look forward to seeing you on the next stage. Go plan and work harder, because you will face stiffer opponents at the next level. And for you, we just might have you back. Who knows? Because 46.5 is not a bad point. So, once again, congratulations, and we'll see you next time for the winners. You may take a leave now. Yeah.